I truly value time, my dear, and I want you to understand time in a much deeper way today. Not in a frightening way, not in a way that makes you feel rushed, pressured, guilty, or behind, but in a way that helps you love your life more consciously. Time is such a quiet thing. It does not shout when it leaves. It does not slam the door. It does not always announce, "This moment will never return." It simply moves. A morning becomes an afternoon. A week becomes a month. A year becomes a memory. And if we are not awake, if we are always postponing, avoiding, scrolling, waiting, doubting, or saying, "I will begin later," we may look back one day and realize that time did not disappear all at once. It slipped away softly, little by little, while we were not fully living. I value my time because I value my life. Now, please do not hear this as criticism. We all lose time sometimes. We all procrastinate. We all have days when the body is tired, when the heart feels heavy, when the mind cannot move as quickly as we wish. That is part of being human. I am not asking you to treat every minute like a machine. I am not asking you to become harsh with yourself. I am asking you to become more loving with your days. Because time is not only a number on a clock. Time is life moving through you. When you waste time again and again on what does not nourish you, you are not only losing hours, you are giving away little pieces of energy, possibility, creativity, health, youth, attention, and the chance to build a life that feels true to your soul. One day of delay may seem small. One skipped promise to yourself may seem harmless. 1 hour spent in worry may seem ordinary. But repeated often enough, small delays become patterns. Patterns become habits. Habits become identity. And identity becomes the life you wake up inside. This is why we must be gentle but honest. If you keep saying, "Tomorrow I will begin," tomorrow becomes a place where dreams go to sleep. If you keep saying, "I will take care of myself later," the body may have to become louder before you listen. If you keep saying, "I will follow my heart when everything is perfect," the heart may wait too long. So let us not wait for fear to disappear before we honor time. Let us begin with one loving choice today. Sometimes we only understand the value of time after it has passed. Ask a student who failed an important exam what 1 year means. It is not only 12 months. It may be a chance to study again, rebuild confidence, learn discipline, and begin a new chapter. Ask a mother whose baby came early what 1 month can mean. It can hold life, hope, protection, preparation, and prayers whispered in the dark. Ask someone who is working toward a deadline what 1 week means. It can be the difference between finishing and giving up. Ask 2 people who love each other from far away what 1 hour means. It can feel like a treasure. Ask someone who missed a train, a plane, or an important meeting what 1 minute means. Suddenly, 1 minute is not small. And ask an athlete who loses a race by a fraction of a second what 1,000th of a second means. Time becomes sacred when we see what it carries. But we do not need to wait for loss to learn reverence. We can begin now. We can look at today and say, "This day is not ordinary. This day is my life." We can look at this hour and say, "How can I use this hour with love?" Not with panic, not with pressure, with love. Perhaps love says, "Rest." Perhaps love says, "Write." Perhaps love says, "Make the call." Perhaps love says, "Stop checking that message." Perhaps love says, clean one small corner. Perhaps love says, drink water. Perhaps love says, take the next step. Time used lovingly does not always mean time used busily. Sometimes the most sacred use of time is true rest. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is healing. Sometimes it is action. The question is, does this choice honor the life within me? Many people speak about managing time, but time itself cannot really be managed. Time continues. It moves whether we are ready or not. Each day brings the same 24 hours, the same 86,400 seconds, and no one can add another hour to a single day by worrying. So the deeper lesson is not time management. It is self-management. It is learning to lovingly manage our attention, our energy, our emotions, our boundaries, and our choices while time is passing. I do not manage time. I lovingly manage myself within time. This is very important because many people already know what they should do. They know the dream they want to start. They know the body needs care. They know the mind needs quiet. They know the relationship needs a boundary. They know the work needs focus. But knowing is not always enough, because the thing that controls our time is often not logic. It is emotion, fear, guilt, perfectionism, anxiety, avoidance, shame, the fear of not doing it well enough, the guilt of choosing yourself, the anxiety of beginning, the sadness that makes the body heavy, the need to escape into distraction because the real task feels too large. So please, do not only ask, where did my time go? Ask, what feeling is directing my time? If fear is directing your time, you may delay the very thing that would set you free. If guilt is directing your time, you may give your hours to everyone else and leave nothing for yourself. If perfectionism is directing your time, you may never begin because the beginning looks messy. If anxiety is directing your time, you may stay busy but not truly productive. If avoidance is directing your time, you may fill the day with little distractions so you do not have to meet the deeper truth. Again, do not shame yourself, just notice. Awareness is the first gentle light of change. So today, come back to yourself. Place a hand on your heart and ask, what is one thing that would honor my life today? Not 10 things, one thing, a small thing, a real thing, something that says, my time matters because I matter. Maybe you spend 30 minutes on your dream. Maybe you take a walk. Maybe you stop giving energy to a conversation that only drains you. Maybe you write one page. Maybe you rest without guilt. Maybe you plan tomorrow. Maybe you forgive yourself for yesterday and begin again. This is how life changes, not through one dramatic promise, but through small moments of self-respect repeated with love. And if you have wasted time, do not use that as a reason to waste more. That is one of the mind's little tricks. It says, I already lost the morning, so the whole day is ruined. No, darling, the next moment is still available. The next breath is still here. You can begin again at 10 in the morning, at 3 in the afternoon, at 8 at night. A day can still be blessed by one conscious choice. A life can still turn through one honest return. You are never too late to come back to the present moment. Time is not your enemy. Time is a sacred river, and you are learning how to move with it. You do not need to control the whole river. You only need to choose how you place your hands in the water today. Will you fight it? Will you ignore it? Will you let fear keep you standing on the shore? Or will you step in gently and say, "Life, guide my next step. Show me what matters now. Help me use this day with love. I value my time because I value my life. Every moment carries a value I may only understand when it is gone. I do not manage time. I lovingly manage myself within time." Let these words stay with you, dear one. Do not rush through your life waiting for a better life to begin. This day is part of it. This breath is part of it. This small choice is part of it. Use time as an act of self-love, not self-pressure. Honor the moment in front of you and trust that when you become present, when you choose lovingly, when you manage yourself with tenderness inside the time you are given, the universe can guide your next step more clearly. My dear, there is a beautiful way to love your future self, and it is this. Do one small thing today that will make tomorrow lighter. We cannot add more hours to this day. We cannot stretch the clock and make 24 hours become 30, but we can place love into the future by preparing, simplifying, organizing, and choosing with more wisdom today. This is what I call multiplying time. Not magic in the childish sense, not trying to control every moment, but the gentle understanding that some actions, when done now, save you from stress later. Some little systems become gifts. Some choices made with care become freedom. Some minutes invested today return to you as peace tomorrow. I invest time today to create more peace tomorrow. You already know this in small ways. When you prepare a simple meal in advance, tomorrow's tired body feels cared for. When you organize your workspace, tomorrow's mind does not waste 20 minutes searching for a file, a note, a password, a link, a piece of paper, or a thought you know you had somewhere. When you set up an automatic bill payment, your future self does not have to carry the same little worry every month. When you create a template for work you repeat often, you are saying to tomorrow, "Here, darling, I made this easier for you." When you learn a skill that saves time, when you make a morning routine, when you place your keys in the same place every day, when you write a shopping list you can reuse, you are not being rigid. You are creating kindness in advance. Many people know what would help them, but they do not allow themselves to do it emotionally. They say, "I should organize this," but then they feel it will take too much time. They say, "I should learn this tool," but they feel guilty spending an hour learning instead of rushing through the current task. They say, "I should prepare," but preparation feels boring compared to urgency. And so they keep paying the same time tax over and over again. They spend 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 1 hour there, repeating confusion, repeating searching, repeating stress. My dear, sometimes the most loving thing you can do is not to hurry. It is to pause long enough to make life easier. This is a very gentle kind of discipline. It does not say you are bad for being disorganized. It says, let us support ourselves. It does not say you must become perfect. It says, let us remove unnecessary heaviness. It does not say, you have wasted time. It says, we can begin to invest time now. A system is not a prison when it is created with love. A system can be a little container that holds your life when your emotions are tired. It can save your mind from making the same decision again and again. It can keep you from living only in reaction. It can give you more room for the creative, the spiritual, the tender, the meaningful. And to create this kind of spaciousness, we first learn to say no. This is the first part of the focus funnel. Eliminate, remove, release, simplify. Not everything belongs in your life. Not every request deserves your yes. Not every message deserves immediate energy. Not every invitation is aligned with who you are becoming. Every yes contains a no. When you say yes to something unimportant, you may be saying no to rest, no to your body, no to creativity, no to healing, no to your family, no to your dream, no to the quiet time that helps you hear the universe. So before you say yes, pause and ask, if I give my time here, what am I taking it from? I say no to what drains me, so I can say yes to what matters. This is not selfish. This is reverence. Your time is your life in motion. Your attention is your life force. You were not born to do everything, answer everyone, carry every problem, join every conversation, fix every emotion, and be available to every demand. You are here to live a life that has meaning for your soul, and that requires elimination. It requires looking at the little leaks, the conversations that never heal, the content that leaves you heavy, the habits that numb you but do not restore you, the obligations that are not truly yours, the yes that comes from guilt, the yes that comes from fear of being disliked, the yes that makes your body contract before you even begin. Ask yourself gently, is this truly necessary? Not everything urgent is important. Not everything loud is meaningful. Not everything someone asks of you is yours to carry. Ask, does this serve the person I am becoming? This question is powerful because it brings your future self into the room. If you are becoming peaceful, does this drama serve you? If you are becoming healthy, does this pattern serve you? If you are becoming abundant, does this use of time serve you? If you are becoming creative, does this distraction serve you? And then ask, if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? Sometimes that one question gives the whole answer. After elimination, we learn to automate. This may sound very practical, but there is so much love in it. Automation is like compound interest for time. A little setup today can save many hours later. A recurring reminder can save your mind from carrying the same mental note all week. A template can save you from rewriting the same message again and again. A simple routine can save the morning from becoming a battlefield of decisions. A fixed shopping list can save energy. A calendar alert can protect your promise. A bill paid automatically when appropriate and safe for you can remove one little stone from the shoe of the mind. I create loving systems that support my future self. Do not make automation cold. Make it caring. A system is simply love made repeatable. A morning routine can say, I want to begin the day gently. An evening routine can say, I want to release the day and sleep peacefully. A work template can say, I honor my energy and do not need to rebuild the same wheel every time. A reminder can say, I care enough to remember without forcing my mind to hold everything. These are not small things. Decision fatigue is real in the emotional sense. The more tiny decisions your mind must make, the less spacious it may feel for creativity, healing, prayer, intuition, and joy. Good systems give the mind fewer unnecessary burdens. And then comes delegation. which can touch a very deep emotional place. Many people say, "No one can do it as well as I can." Sometimes that may be partly true at first. Someone else may not do it exactly your way. They may need training. They may make mistakes. They may be slower in the beginning. But the belief that no one can help you can become a cage. It keeps you carrying too much. It keeps you controlling too much. It keeps you tired and resentful while telling you that tiredness proves your value. But you do not need to prove your worth by holding everything. I trust others enough to release what I do not need to carry alone. Delegation is not weakness. It is trust. It is maturity. It is making room for the things only you can do. If someone else can do the task well enough with guidance, perhaps you do not need to carry it forever. If a tool can help, let it help. If a person can support you, let support be part of your life. If a child, a partner, a colleague, a friend, or a team member can learn, give them the dignity of learning. At first, it may take time. You may feel uncomfortable. You may want to take the task back because doing it yourself feels faster. But remember, you are not only solving today, you are creating freedom for tomorrow. And this applies not only to work. You can delegate emotionally too, in the sense that you stop carrying what belongs to others. You let adults be adults. You let people learn from their own choices. You let others regulate their own emotions instead of making your nervous system responsible for everyone's comfort. You can love deeply and still say, "This part is not mine to carry." That is a kind of delegation too. You are giving life back to its rightful owner. And then, when something truly does need to be done now, we concentrate. Concentration is sacred energy. It is the opposite of scattering yourself into 10 directions. When you sit down to do the task, do the task. Do not hold the phone in one hand and your dream in the other. Do not write one sentence and check 3 messages. Do not try to build your future while feeding every distraction. Focus is one way you tell your own life, "You matter." I give my full attention to what truly matters now. This does not mean you must focus for hours without breathing. Begin with the smallest step. Set a gentle time container, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 focused hour. Turn off notifications. Close the extra tabs. Place the phone away. Tell the body, we are doing one thing now. One thing. There is such relief in one thing. The mind becomes less fragmented. The body settles. The work becomes less heavy because you are no longer dragging 10 invisible tasks behind it. Presence makes even ordinary work more peaceful. If you are writing, write. If you are cleaning, clean. If you are resting, rest. If you are listening, listen. If you are with someone you love, be with them. If you are taking care of your body, be with the body. We lose so much life by being half in one place and half in another. Concentration brings the soul home to the present task. And when the soul is present, the task often becomes more beautiful, even if it is simple. And finally, we learn something that may surprise you: purposeful procrastination. Not every delay is avoidance. Some things should be delayed because they are not the priority right now. Unconscious procrastination says, "I am afraid, so I will avoid this and let it float in my mind until it becomes heavy." Purposeful procrastination says, "This does not need to be done now. I will schedule it for later, and I release it from my mind for today." Do you feel the difference? One drains you, the other frees you. I delay with intention, not avoidance. So ask, does this need to be done now? If yes, concentrate and do the next step. If no, give it a home. Put it on the calendar. Write it in a list. Set a reminder. Name the time you will return to it. A task floating in the mind becomes emotional clutter. A task placed in a trusted system becomes lighter. You are no longer pretending it does not exist. You are simply saying, not now, but not forgotten. That is very different. This helps you stop being pulled by false urgency. Some things are loud, but not important. Some messages demand attention, but do not deserve your life force. Some tasks feel urgent only because they are unplanned. Some people make their panic sound like your responsibility. Purposeful delay helps you live by priority instead of noise. It lets you say, today this matters most. That can wait. And when something can wait, let it wait without guilt. All of this is really about peace. Multiplying time is not about becoming a machine. Eliminating is not about becoming cold. Automating is not about becoming rigid. Delegating is not about becoming weak. Concentrating is not about becoming harsh. Delaying with intention is not about being lazy. These are all ways of honoring your life. They are ways of saying, my time is sacred. My attention is sacred. My future self deserves support. My present self deserves peace. So today, look at your life gently. What can you eliminate? One thing that drains you. What can you automate? One repeating task. What can you delegate? One burden that is not fully yours. What needs your concentration? One meaningful step. What can be delayed on purpose? One task that does not belong to today. Do not try to reorganize your whole existence in one morning. Choose one loving improvement, one little system, one no, one focused moment, one release. And if guilt appears, speak to it kindly. I am not selfish for protecting my time. If fear appears, say, I can begin with one small step. If perfectionism appears, say, good enough can still support me. If control appears, say, I can trust support. If avoidance appears, say, let me give this task a clear home. This is self-management. This is loving yourself inside time. My dear, your future self is listening to the choices you make today, not with judgment, with hope. Every little act of preparation says, I care about you. Every unnecessary no says, I am making room for what matters. Every system says, I do not want you to carry this again and again. Every delegated task says, you do not have to prove your worth by exhaustion. Every focused hour says, your dream deserves presence. Every intentional delay says, we can choose timing wisely. I invest time today to create more peace tomorrow. I say no to what drains me so I can say yes to what matters. I create loving systems that support my future self. I trust others enough to release what I do not need to carry alone. I give my full attention to what truly matters now. I delay with intention, not avoidance. Let these words become gentle instructions for your day. You do not need more hours to begin changing your life. You need more loving ownership of the hours you already have. And as you choose with care, simplify with love, focus with presence, and let the universe guide the next right step, your time begins to feel less like something slipping away and more like something sacred flowing through your hands. And now, my dear, let us bring this whole lesson back into the heart. You do not need to see the entire road before you begin. Life rarely gives the whole map at once. Very often, the universe gives just enough light for the next step. One honest breath, one quiet decision, one loving action, one boundary, one moment of listening, one little movement forward. And when you value your time, when you stop giving it away to fear, drama, distraction, and old patterns, your next step becomes easier to hear. I value my time, and trust the universe to guide my next step. When you are too busy, too scattered, too rushed, or too afraid, your intuition becomes difficult to hear, not because it has left you, but because the noise has become too loud. So pause. Ask softly, what is the next loving step? Not the whole future, not the perfect answer, just the next loving step. Ask, what deserves my time today? Ask, what can I release so life can guide me more clearly? These questions bring you back to the present moment. They help you stop wasting life on what drains you and begin honoring what helps your soul bloom. Do not use time only to work, achieve, respond, produce, and prove. Use time to heal. Use time to rest. Use time to love yourself. Use time to listen to your body. Use time to create something meaningful. Use time to sit in silence and remember who you are. A meaningful life is not measured only by productivity. It is measured by presence, love, peace, growth, and the way you return to yourself each day. When you give time to your body, your mind, and your soul, you are saying, you matter. You do not need to earn rest by becoming exhausted. You do not need to justify quiet time by being useful first. You are worthy of care now. Time is devotion. So ask yourself each day, what am I giving my time to? Fear or love? Drama or healing? Comparison or creativity? Procrastination or one gentle step forward? The answer will show you the direction of your life. I spend my time on what helps my soul bloom. Let these affirmations become your guide. My time is sacred, and I use it with love. I release procrastination and choose one gentle step forward. I say no to what drains me and yes to what matters. I create systems that support my peace and future. I focus my energy on what I can control. The universe guides my next step in perfect timing. I value my life by valuing my time. If this message speaks to your heart, write in the comments, my time is sacred. Let that be your declaration today. And if you feel guided, add one thing you want to give more time to from now on. Healing, family, purpose, health, peace, creativity, or self-love. Your comment is not just a word. It is a small promise to your own life. Value your time, because your time is your life. Use it with love. Protect it with boundaries. Do not give it all to worry, comparison, or delay. Give it to what nourishes your spirit, strengthens your body, opens your heart, and moves you gently toward the life you are here to create. And as you honor your time with love, trust this: the universe will guide your next step in perfect timing. When you understand your own emotions, that is when healing truly begins, my dear. Not because the emotions disappear, not because you never feel anger again, never feel fear again, never feel sadness, anxiety, confusion. or that sudden tightening in the chest when something touches an old wound. Healing begins because you finally stop mistaking the emotion for your identity. You begin to see, anger is moving through me, but I am not anger. Fear is visiting me, but I am not fear. Sadness is sitting beside me, but I am not the whole sadness. This is such a beautiful truth, and when you really receive it, something inside you relaxes. You no longer have to fight every wave. You no longer have to drown in every feeling. You no longer have to say, "This is who I am." You can say, "This is what is passing through me. I am not the emotion. I am the loving awareness watching it pass." Think of the ocean for a moment. On the surface, the waves may rise and fall. Some waves are soft. Some are wild. Some crash loudly against the shore. But deep beneath the surface, there is a quieter place, still, wide, untouched by every little movement above. You have that place within you. There is a part of you that can notice the storm without becoming the storm. There is a part of you that can see the pain without being swallowed by it. There is a part of you that can say, "I am feeling triggered right now," instead of immediately reacting, defending, attacking, chasing, explaining, or collapsing. That part is awareness. That part is the soul remembering itself. That part is where peace is still alive. When you learn to step back and observe, even for a few seconds, you create a sacred space. That little space is where healing enters. Before that space, there is only automatic reaction. Someone says something, and you immediately defend. A bill arrives, and you immediately panic. A family member speaks in the old tone, and your whole body becomes the younger version of you again. A message is delayed, and the mind says, "I am being abandoned." But when awareness enters, you pause, you breathe. You say, "Something in me has been touched," and that one sentence can change everything. You are no longer only inside the reaction. You are also the one lovingly watching it. This does not mean you reject the emotion. Please do not use awareness as another way to push yourself away. We are not saying, "I am above this feeling, so I should not have it." No, darling. We are saying, "This feeling is here, and I can hold it with love." The emotion is allowed to exist. The anger may have a message. The sadness may need comfort. The fear may need safety. The anxiety may be showing you where your body has been living too long in defense. But none of these feelings needs to become your whole self. You can listen without surrendering your entire identity to the feeling. And this brings us to the body. The body is not your enemy. It is not a machine that must be forced, judged, controlled, and silenced. The body is the temple of life. It is the place where breath moves, where the heart beats, where the nervous system listens, where old stories may be stored, and where healing can begin when safety is restored. Your body has natural wisdom. It knows how to soften when it feels safe. It knows how to repair when it is not constantly held in fear. It knows how to release when it is no longer being attacked by the mind. When I release what is heavy, peace has room to enter. Trauma, or old emotional pain, can take up space in the body. It can live as tightness in the chest, a lump in the throat, a knot in the stomach, tension in the shoulders, heaviness in the back, shallow breathing, or that feeling of being braced for something even when nothing dangerous is happening right now. These places in the body are not bad. They are not proof that you are broken. They are places that have been holding too much for too long. They are asking for tenderness. They are asking for breath. They are asking, can we finally be safe enough to let go? When you keep forcing, controlling, resisting, and tightening, the body has no room to heal. It is like trying to plant a flower in soil that has been pressed down so hard that no air can enter. The seed is still alive, but it needs softness around it. The body is much the same. When you soften the breath, when you place a hand on your heart, when you speak lovingly to the place that hurts, when you stop fighting what you feel, you create a little inner space, and that space is not empty in a frightening way. It is a holy space. It is the space where peace can enter. It is the space where love can enter. It is the space where life can do what fear could never do. So when something heavy rises, try this gently. Do not rush to explain it. Do not rush to fix it. Do not rush to blame someone else or blame yourself. Place your hand where you feel the emotion in the body and say, I see you. I am here. You are safe to soften. Breathe into the place, not to force it open, just to let it know you are present. If tears come, let them come. If nothing happens, let that be all right too. Healing is not a performance. Sometimes simply staying with yourself for one honest breath is the beginning of release. And now let us speak about triggers. A trigger is not punishment. A trigger is not proof that you have failed. A trigger is a messenger. It may come through family, money, work, a tone of voice, a silence, a criticism, an unexpected change, or even a small situation that seems ordinary to someone else but feels enormous inside you. The trigger points to a place in you that still carries fear, pain, shame, grief, or an unmet need. And if we only ask, who hurt me, we may miss the deeper healing. The better question is, what did this touch inside me? Every trigger shows me where love is needed most. If a delayed message makes you panic, the deeper wound may be abandonment. If criticism makes you collapse, the deeper wound may be the belief that you are not enough. If someone's success makes you feel small, the deeper wound may be a desire you have not allowed yourself to claim. If a family conversation makes you feel like a child again, the deeper wound may be an old role you are ready to outgrow. The trigger is not saying, you are weak. It is saying, look here, darling. This is where you need love. And this is where life becomes a teacher. The people, situations, delays, bills, conversations, and discomforts that once made you react unconsciously can become doorways into awareness. You stop saying, why is this happening to me? And begin asking, what is this showing me? You stop exploding outward or turning cruelty inward. You pause and listen. You say, what fear is beneath this reaction? What old story is being activated? What part of me needs to be held? And then, instead of abandoning yourself in the trigger, you come closer to yourself. My dear, this is the truth that changed everything for me. The emotion is not the enemy. The trigger is not the enemy. The body is not the enemy. These are all messengers calling you back to love. You do not have to become emotionless to be healed. You only have to become loving enough to witness what moves through you without being ruled by it. You only have to become present enough to say, I am here now. I can breathe. I can choose. I can listen. I do not need to hurt myself more. I am not the emotion. I am the loving awareness watching it pass. When I release what is heavy, peace has room to enter. Every trigger shows me where love is needed most. Let these words settle into you gently. The next time a wave rises, do not be afraid. The wave is not all of you. There is a deeper place within you that can hold it. And as we continue, we will go even deeper into how to sit with the body, how to locate the emotion, how to breathe through the trigger, and how to let the old wound finally receive the love it has been asking for all along. This step is very important, my dear, and I want you to approach it very softly. Before you try to understand the feeling, before you name every reason, before you decide who is right and who is wrong, before you turn it into a story, let us simply find where it is living in the body. Not every emotion wants an explanation right away. Some emotions have waited so long just to be noticed. Some pain does not need a lecture. It needs your hand. It needs your breath. It needs your patience. It needs you to stop rushing past it and say, "Darling, where are you? Where have you been holding this for me?" You may be sitting there thinking, "Why am I anxious again? Why am I angry? Why does this sadness keep coming back?" And I want you to soften for a moment. Don't hurry into the head. Come home to the body. The body has been telling the truth long before the mind found the words. You may discover that anxiety is not just a thought. It may be a fluttering in the chest, a little bird beating its wings behind the ribs, trying to get your attention. You may discover that anger is not only an idea about what someone did. It may be living in the jaw, in the shoulders, in the hands that want to clench, in the arms that want to push something away. Sadness may sit in the throat like words that were never allowed to come out. It may sit around the heart like a soft heaviness, not trying to punish you, only asking to be held. Fear may curl in the belly. Shame may make the face hot. Grief may make the body feel slow and heavy, as if even the bones need to cry. And when you begin to see this, you stop treating emotions as abstract problems and begin meeting them as living messages inside you. I listen to my body, and my body begins to release. So, when a feeling rises, try not to rush. Sit down if you can. Let the feet touch the floor. Let the hands rest somewhere simple, on the lap, on the heart, on the belly, and ask very gently, "Where is this feeling in my body?" Not, "Why am I like this?" Not, "What is wrong with me?" Just, "Where is it?" Perhaps the body answers immediately. Perhaps it says, "Here," in the chest. Perhaps it says, "Here," in the stomach. Perhaps it says nothing at first. That is all right. We do not interrogate the body. We invite it. We wait with it. We become kind enough for it to speak. And when you find the place, do not command it to relax. That is what many of us do, isn't it? We notice tension and then become tense about the tension. We say, "Relax, stop it, go away. I don't have time for this." But the body does not soften under criticism. The body softens under safety. So instead of saying, "Go away," say, "I see you." Instead of saying, "Why are you still here?" say, "You must have been carrying this for a long time." Instead of saying, "Release now," say, "You may soften when you are ready." That little difference is so powerful. Force makes the body brace. Love gives the body permission. Now breathe into that place. Imagine the breath reaching it like warm light entering a closed room. If the chest is tight, Breathe as though the chest is being met from the inside. If the belly is clenched, breathe down toward the belly and say, "You are safe enough in this moment." If the throat feels closed, breathe there and say, "Your truth is welcome." If the shoulders are holding too much, let the breath move around them like gentle hands. You do not have to make anything happen. You are not trying to perform healing. You are simply becoming present. And sometimes, dear one, presence is the first medicine. A body that is always bracing holds memories more tightly. A body that is always preparing for the next disappointment, the next rejection, the next criticism, the next bill, the next argument, cannot easily release the old pain. It is too busy protecting you. It says, "I must stay ready. I must not be surprised again. I must not be hurt again." And so the muscles tighten, the breath shortens, the belly pulls in, the jaw holds, the shoulders lift. This does not mean the body is betraying you. It means the body has loved you in the only way it knew how. It has tried to protect you. So now we do not punish the body for protecting us. We thank it. We say, "Thank you for trying to keep me safe." We are learning a new safety now. There will be moments when you cannot feel grateful yet. Please remember this. Sometimes people rush into gratitude too quickly because they are afraid of their own pain. They say, "I should be grateful. I should be positive. I should look on the bright side." And gratitude is beautiful. It is one of the sweetest energies in life. But if you force gratitude while the heart is still aching, something inside may feel unseen. It is as if a child is crying and we say, "Be grateful you have a house." The child may understand that later, but first the child needs to be held. First the tears need a safe place. First the heart needs peace. I do not force gratitude. I first return to peace. Peace is the first doorway. Not excitement, not positivity, not a perfect spiritual sentence. Peace, a quiet little peace that says, "I do not have to fight this moment." Peace says, "I can tell the truth gently." Peace says, "I can feel what I feel without making it my whole identity." Peace says, "I do not need to understand everything right now." When peace enters the body, gratitude often follows naturally. You may not be grateful for the pain, but you may become grateful for the breath that stays with you while you heal. You may become grateful for the hand on your heart. You may become grateful for the quiet courage that helps you sit with yourself instead of running away again. So if your mouth says, "I'm fine," but your heart is hurting, pause. There is no healing in pretending. Say instead, "I am tender today," or "Something in me feels afraid," or "I am not fully peaceful yet, but I am willing to soften." This is not weakness. This is alignment. When the mind, heart, and body all tell the truth, energy begins to come together. You are no longer split between what you say and what you feel. You are no longer smiling on the outside while tightening on the inside. You begin to become whole in small ways, and wholeness is healing. And then, before you respond to life, breathe. Please remember this. Before you answer the message, before you explain yourself, before you defend, before you argue, before you try to fix everything, before you send the long paragraph written from panic, breathe. The breath is the bridge between the body and the mind. When you are afraid, the breath becomes short. When you are angry, the breath becomes hard and fast. When you are ashamed, you may almost hold the breath without realizing it. And the moment you breathe consciously, slowly, kindly, you tell the nervous system, we are not completely helpless here. We have a choice. I breathe before I respond, and I return to my power. One breath can save you from a sentence that wounds. One breath can keep you from giving the old trauma the microphone. Because sometimes, when we are triggered, it is not our present wisdom speaking. It is the old wound. It is the frightened child. It is the abandoned part. It is the defensive part that learned long ago. I must fight. I must explain. I must make them understand. I must protect myself right now. And that part deserves love, yes, but it does not need to drive your words. When you breathe, you gently take your voice back. You say, I hear the wound. I honor the fear, but I will speak from my present self. Try it now in the simplest way. Breathe in slowly. Let the breath come down into the body. Pause for a tiny moment, as if you are giving yourself permission to be here. Then breathe out longer than you breathed in. Let the jaw soften. Let the tongue rest. Let the shoulders fall just a little. Do it again. There is no rush. No one needs to be answered inside this one breath. No argument needs to be won inside this one breath. No future needs to be solved inside this one breath. This breath is a little sanctuary. It is a place where you meet yourself before you meet the world. And notice your body when you feel defensive. This is another tender place of healing. The body often begins preparing for battle before the mind has even chosen a response. The chin drops, the shoulders curl, the chest closes, the hands lift. The body becomes smaller and sharper at the same time, ready to protect, ready to explain, ready to strike, ready to keep from being hurt again. This posture is not wrong. It once helped you. It may have kept you safe. But if you remain in that posture, the body keeps sending the message, we are in danger. We must fight. And sometimes, in the present moment, you do not need to fight. You need to listen. You need to choose. You need to return to peace. So gently lift the chin a little, not to be proud in the hard way, not to look above anyone, just enough to open the throat, open the breath, open the gaze. Let the eyes see a little more of the room. Let the neck lengthen. Let the chest have space. Then lower the hands. Let them come down. Let them rest. If they want to be on the heart, let them be on the heart. If they want to rest on the lap, let them rest there. Tell the body, I do not have to fight right this second. I soften my body, and my mind becomes available to peace. This tiny movement can change so much. Chin up a little, hands down, breath slow. It tells the nervous system, we are not back in the old battle. We are here. We can choose. And when the body softens, the mind becomes less desperate. The words become less sharp. The reaction becomes less automatic. You may still set a boundary. You may still say no. You may still leave the room. You may still speak the truth. But now, truth does not have to come out as attack. It can come out as dignity. It can come out as calm. It can come out as, I need time, or that hurt me, or I cannot continue this conversation right now. This is power, soft power, real power. There is such beauty in learning that healing is not always dramatic. Sometimes healing is noticing the tightness in your chest and not running from it. Sometimes healing is breathing before you reply. Sometimes healing is saying, I cannot force gratitude today, but I can find 1 inch of peace. Sometimes healing is lifting the chin a little and letting the hands come down. Sometimes healing is telling the body, I know you are trying to protect me. Thank you. We are safe enough to soften now. And if the feeling does not leave right away, do not make that a failure. Perhaps it has been held for years. Perhaps it needs many meetings with your breath before it trusts release. Perhaps it will soften by 10% today, and that is enough. You do not have to empty the whole heart in one sitting. You only have to stop abandoning it. You only have to keep returning with kindness. My dear, the body is not holding pain because it wants to hurt you. It is holding what once felt too unsafe to feel. It is holding what you had no words for then. It is holding what you were too young, too overwhelmed, too alone, or too frightened to release. And now you are here with more awareness, more love, more breath, more choice. You can become the safe presence your body has been waiting for. So the next time the wave comes, whisper gently, where are you in my body? Then listen. Breathe into that place. Do not force gratitude. Return to peace first. Breathe before responding. Lift the chin. Lower the hands. Let the body know it does not have to fight the whole world in this moment. I listen to my body, and my body begins to release. I do not force gratitude. I first return to peace. I breathe before I respond, and I return to my power. I soften my body, and my mind becomes available to peace. Let this be your practice, dear one. Not perfect, not rushed, not forced, just loving. The more you listen to the body, the more it learns that it is no longer alone with the old pain. The more you breathe before reacting, the more your present self becomes stronger than your old wound. The more you soften your body, the more peace has somewhere to enter. And little by little, what was frozen begins to move, what was guarded begins to trust, and what was heavy begins to release into love. My dear, let me ask you something very gently. When you are hurt, do you speak too quickly because you are trying to protect yourself? Or do you pause long enough to hear what the hurt is really saying? This is such an important question, because when we are triggered, the mouth often wants to run ahead of the heart. We explain, we defend, we repeat the same point again and again. We try to make someone understand us, while our body is shaking inside. And sometimes the more we speak, the more tangled we become. We are no longer speaking from truth. We are speaking from fear. We are speaking from the old wound that wants to prove, protect, attack, justify, or beg to be seen. So there are moments when the most healing thing you can do is close the mouth for a little while and listen. Not as punishment, not as weakness, but as power. In silence, I can hear what my pain was trying to say. Silence is not empty, dear one. Silence is where you begin to see. When you stop talking for a moment, you can hear the other person more clearly. Not only their words, but their energy, their fear, their confusion, their defensiveness, their truth, or perhaps their lack of truth. You can also hear yourself. You can hear the tightness in your chest. You can feel the heat in your face. You can notice the hands wanting to move, the jaw tightening, the breath becoming short. And in that quiet little space, you may realize, oh, this is not only about what they said. This touched something old in me. That realization is healing. That little pause can keep you from letting a temporary wave make a permanent wound. You do not need to react immediately to prove that you are right. You do not need to answer every sentence. You do not need to win every emotional courtroom. Sometimes the soul becomes wise when the mouth becomes still. You can listen to their voice. You can listen to your body. You can listen to the space between the words. And then you may choose to speak later from a cleaner place. A calm sentence is often more powerful than 100 wounded ones. You might say, I need time to feel what is happening. Or, I cannot respond clearly right now. Or, I hear you, and I also need to listen to myself. This is not running away. This is returning to yourself before you respond. And when you are calmer, I want you to try a little exercise. Make 2 lists. On the first list, write what you love, not what you should love, not what others expect you to love, but what truly brings life back into your body. And at the top of that list, put yourself. Yes, darling, put yourself first. Not because you are more important than everyone else in a prideful way, but because you are the one companion who will walk with you for your whole life. People may change. Goals may change. Places may change. Seasons may change. But you are always with you. So write your name, or simply write me. Then add the things that make your world brighter. Peace, health, truth, creativity, nature, gentle love, safe friendships, clean spaces, quiet mornings, meaningful work, people who respect your energy, conversations that make your heart feel soft instead of small. Then make the second list. Write what you do not like, not from bitterness, but from clarity. Write what drains your joy. Write the environments that make your body shrink. Write the habits that pull you away from your life. Write the relationships that make you lose peace. Write the content that leaves you comparing, fearing, or doubting yourself. Write the patterns that do not like you back, do not support you, do not honor you, do not help you become more whole. This list is not to make you judgmental. It is to help you become honest. When you are triggered, these lists can bring you back to the truth. They remind you, this nourishes me, this drains me, this brings me home, this pulls me away. I choose what supports my joy, my peace, and my life. When you begin to value yourself, letting go becomes easier. Not easy, perhaps, but easier. Because you no longer cling to anything that makes you disappear. You no longer need to control another person so you can feel safe. You no longer need to watch, guess, check, chase, analyze, or manage someone else's feelings just to keep your own heart steady. You begin to see that controlling others, even quietly, even from fear, still takes you out of your own life. It says, if I can make them act a certain way, then I can feel okay. But my dear, that is too much power to give away. Your peace must not depend on whether someone else behaves exactly as you wish. Control is often fear trying to dress itself as love. It says, I only want to understand. But underneath, it may be saying, I am afraid to let them be who they are, because then I may have to choose what is right for me. Real love does not require you to lose yourself in surveillance. Real love does not ask you to study every mood, every message, every silence. Real love lets you stay connected to yourself. The more you value yourself, the more you can say, I can love deeply, and I can still let go. I can care, and I can still return to my own life. The more I value myself, the easier it becomes to let go. So build a life you enjoy living. This is such a powerful medicine. When your whole emotional world revolves around one person, one problem, one trigger, one outcome, you become easy to shake. But when your life has roots, your body, your creativity, your friendships, your spiritual practice, your learning, your home, your joy, you are not so easily swallowed by drama. You can love, but not be consumed. You can give, but not disappear. You can be tender, but not lose your center. You can say, this matters to me, but it is not the whole of me. And here is the truth that makes healing happen faster. You do not need to fix everyone. You do not need to control every outcome. You do not need to fight yourself for having feelings. You only need to return to what is yours. Your breath, your choice, your response, your tone with yourself, your body, your peace, your willingness to listen. The rest belongs to life, and life is wiser than the frightened mind. When you are triggered, practice this. Stop. Do not text immediately. Do not argue immediately. Do not decide immediately. Breathe. Feel your feet. Feel the chest, the belly, the shoulders, the jaw. Ask, where is this emotion living in me? Place a hand there if you can. Then soften the body. Chin up a little, hands down. Shoulders loose, jaw relaxed. Listen. Listen to the other person if they are speaking. Listen to yourself even more. Listen for the message under the reaction. Then ask, if I were responding from peace, what would I say? And if peace has not arrived yet, wait. Waiting can be wisdom. Silence can be love. A pause can save you from repeating the old wound. I healed when I stopped fighting myself and began listening with love. I pause, breathe, listen, and choose from peace. Let this be the message you carry with you. You are not the emotion. You are not the trigger. You are not the old reaction. You are the loving awareness that can pause, breathe, soften, listen, and choose again. And every time you choose from peace, even once, you are no longer living as the wounded self alone. You are becoming the healed presence your heart has needed all along. This is a deep realization, my dear, and when you truly understand it, you stop trying to fix your whole life from the outside first. You stop saying, I will feel peaceful when they change. I will feel safe when the money comes. I will love myself when the body looks different. I will relax when everything is certain. And you begin to see something much more powerful. Healing begins inside. It begins in the quiet place where you finally stop running from yourself. It begins when you are willing to look at your own thoughts, your own fears, your own patterns, your own sadness, your own resistance, and say, ah, this is where I am hurting. This is where love is needed. Healing begins the moment I stop running from myself. Many people spend years trying to rearrange the outer world so the inner world can finally feel calm. They try to control people, outcomes, timing, money, love, appearance, success, and even the way others perceive them. And of course, we all want life to be beautiful. We all want loving relationships, enough support, peaceful homes, meaningful work, and bodies that feel well. There is nothing wrong with wanting those things. But if we believe peace can only arrive after the world becomes perfect, we give our power away. We wait, we chase, we become exhausted. We say, when everything out there changes, then I will be okay. But healing asks us to turn gently inward and say, what if I can begin becoming okay from here? This does not mean you ignore real problems. No, darling. If something needs action, you take action. If a boundary is needed, you set it. If help is needed, you ask for it. If the body needs care, you care for it. But the deepest healing does not begin by blaming the world. It begins by bringing light to the place inside that has been afraid, ashamed, angry, tired, or unseen. You cannot heal what you refuse to look at. You cannot soothe the wound you keep pretending is not there. You cannot change a pattern you keep calling your personality, your destiny, or just the way life is. So when you begin to notice, I overthink, do not call it failure, call it awareness. When you notice, I criticize myself, do not attack yourself for attacking yourself. Smile gently and say, now I see it. When you realize I resist change because I am afraid, do not shame the fear, hold it. When you notice, I have been living like a victim, waiting for others to rescue me, do not collapse into guilt. Say, this is the moment the light comes in. Awareness is not punishment. Awareness is the first door of freedom. Imagine walking into a room that has been dark for many years. At first, when the light turns on, you may see dust, clutter, old things, forgotten corners. You may say, oh no, this is messy. But the mess was already there. The light did not create it. The light simply revealed it so it could finally be cleaned with love. This is what happens when you begin healing. You may see old beliefs. I am not enough. I must earn love. The world is unsafe. I cannot trust myself. If I rest, I am lazy. If I speak, I will be rejected. These beliefs may feel uncomfortable to see, but seeing them is the beginning of choosing differently. The mind creates the way you look at life. If the mind is full of fear, even a neutral situation can look threatening. A delayed reply becomes abandonment. A small mistake becomes proof you are failing. A quiet day becomes loneliness. A new opportunity becomes danger. But when the mind is nourished with love, the same life begins to look different. A delay can become divine timing. A mistake can become learning. A quiet day can become rest. A new opportunity can become growth. The outer event may be similar, but the inner lens has changed. And when the lens changes, the emotional experience changes. This is why we must care for the mind gently. Speak to it with love. Feed it thoughts that support peace. Ask better questions. Instead of, why is everything wrong with me? Ask, what part of me needs care today? Instead of, why does life always hurt me? Ask, what is this experience teaching me about my needs, my boundaries, or my self-love? Instead of, when will I be fixed? Ask, how can I be kinder to myself while I grow? The questions you ask become the roads your mind travels. But healing is not only in the mind. The body carries so much. The body remembers what the mind tries to forget. Old grief may live in the chest. Old fear may live in the stomach. Old responsibility may live in the shoulders. Old silence may live in the throat. Old pressure may live in the jaw. You may say, "I have moved on." But the body may still be holding the tension of what was never fully felt, spoken, cried, forgiven, or released. So healing the mind, body, and soul means we do not only change thoughts, we also soften the body. Place a hand on your heart now, if you can, and take a slow breath. Say, "Dear body, I am listening." Not, "What is wrong with you?" Not, "Why are you tired?" Not, "Why are you not perfect?" Say, "I am listening." The body loves kindness. It loves warm water, gentle movement, enough sleep, nourishing food, slow breathing, touch, rest, and words that do not attack it. The body begins to soften when it no longer feels hated by the person living inside it. What a beautiful thought that is. Your body is not your enemy. Your body is a messenger, a companion, a sacred home. And the soul, my dear, heals in love. The soul does not heal in judgment. It does not heal while being pushed, shamed, compared, or bullied into becoming better. The soul heals when it feels accepted enough to unfold. It heals when you forgive one layer. It heals when you stop punishing yourself for the past. It heals when you say, "I did what I could with what I knew then, and now I choose differently." It heals when you trust life again, even a little. It heals when you begin to believe that you are not here merely to survive, but to return to love. Healing is not becoming someone else. It is becoming less afraid to be who you truly are. It is releasing the old protection that has become a prison. It is letting the inner child know, "You are safe with me now." It is letting the body know, "I will not use you as an enemy anymore." It is letting the mind know, "You do not have to scare me into safety." It is letting the soul know, "I am ready to come home." When I heal within, my whole life begins to soften, not because everything outside obeys instantly, but because you no longer meet everything from the old wound. You respond more slowly. You speak more kindly. You rest before breaking. You choose people who feel safer. You stop turning every emotion into self-attack. You begin to create from peace instead of fear. So today, do not ask yourself to heal everything. Just begin by telling the truth with love. This is where I hurt. This is what I need. This is the thought I am ready to change. This is the part of my body asking for care. This is the old story I no longer want to live inside. That is enough for today. Healing begins the moment you stop running from yourself. And each time you turn inward with tenderness, your mind becomes quieter, your body becomes softer, your soul becomes lighter, and life begins to feel less like a battle and more like a garden that is learning how to bloom again. The stages of healing, my dear, are not steps you climb in a straight line, and they are not a test you must pass perfectly. Healing is more like walking through a garden after a long winter. Some places are ready to bloom. Some places still look dry. Some little weeds appear again after you thought you had cleared them. Some mornings you feel full of hope, and some mornings you simply sit there with your hands in the soil, wondering if anything is changing at all. And yet, Underneath the surface, life is moving. Healing is moving. Love is doing its quiet work. So please, do not demand that you heal in one dramatic moment. Let healing be a relationship with yourself. Let it be a return. Let it be the gentle practice of saying, I am here now. I see what hurts. I am willing to love myself through this. Self-acceptance is the doorway to all healing. The first stage of healing is self-acceptance. And this is often the most misunderstood stage, because many people think acceptance means giving up. They think, if I accept myself as I am, I will never change. But that is not true. Real acceptance is not resignation. It is not saying, I will stay in this pain forever. Real acceptance says, I see myself here in this exact place, and I will not hate myself while I grow. That is very different. Hatred does not create deep healing. Shame may push you for a while, but it cannot carry you into wholeness. You do not heal by standing over yourself with a whip. You heal by placing a hand on your heart and saying, ah, darling, this is where we are. Let us begin from here. So many people postpone love. They say, I will accept myself when I lose weight. I will accept myself when I am more successful. I will accept myself when someone chooses me. I will accept myself when I have more money, more confidence, more discipline, more beauty, more proof. And so healing is always delayed. Love is always waiting outside the door. The self is always treated like a project that must become perfect before it is worthy of kindness. But my dear, you need love now, not after the change, during the change. You need tenderness while the body is learning. You need compassion while the mind is confused. You need acceptance while the old patterns are still being unlearned. A flower does not wait until it blooms to deserve water. It receives water while it is still becoming. This is why mirror work is so powerful in the first stage. Stand before the mirror, not to inspect yourself, not to criticize the face, not to search for what is wrong, but to meet yourself. Look into your own eyes and say, I accept myself exactly where I am, and I am willing to heal. Say it slowly. Perhaps the mind resists. Perhaps the heart feels shy. Perhaps the inner child says, do you really mean that? Say it again. I accept myself exactly where I am, and I am willing to heal. And again, more softly. I accept myself exactly where I am, and I am willing to heal. These words do not trap you in the old self. They open the door to a kinder future. The second stage is recognizing the wound and the old pattern. This stage asks for honesty, but not harshness. It asks you to look gently and ask, what keeps repeating in my life? Where do I react more strongly than the situation seems to require? What belief makes me shrink? What do I keep attracting, tolerating, fearing, or recreating? These are not questions for self-attack. They are questions for freedom. Because you cannot heal a pattern you are not willing to see. And when you see it with love, it begins to lose its secret power. Perhaps you notice that you keep pleasing people because you are afraid they will leave. Perhaps you notice that you choose unavailable love because familiar uncertainty feels like home. Perhaps you notice that you overwork because rest makes you feel guilty. Perhaps you notice that you criticize your body because somewhere you learned that love must be earned through appearance. Perhaps you notice that you expect rejection, so you reject yourself first. These patterns may hurt to see, but they are not proof that you are broken. They are old survival strategies. They were ways your younger self tried to stay safe, wanted, accepted, or in control. So when you recognize a pattern, do not say, "What is wrong with me?" Say, "What happened to me? What did I learn? What was I trying to protect?" Then say, "Thank you, old pattern, for trying to help me survive. But I am learning a new way now." This is gentle truth. This is loving awareness. This is the moment you stop living unconsciously and begin choosing consciously. I see the old pattern, and I lovingly choose a new way. The third stage is letting go of what no longer serves you. And this can be very tender, because often what no longer serves you was once familiar, comforting, or deeply attached to your identity. You may need to release a memory, a relationship, a belief, a habit, a role, a hope, or an old story about who you are. Letting go does not mean it did not hurt. It does not mean it did not matter. It does not mean you are unfeeling. Letting go means you are no longer willing to let the past control the present. It means you are taking your energy back from what cannot feed your soul. Sometimes the thing you must let go of is not a person, but a sentence. I am always the one who fails. I am not lovable. People always leave me. Nothing good lasts. I am too old. I am too late. I am not enough. My dear, these sentences are not truth. They are old programs. They may feel true because you repeated them for a long time, or because life once gave you painful evidence. But a belief can feel familiar and still be false. You are allowed to question the old story. You are allowed to release it. You are allowed to say, "This is not who I am anymore." You do not need to release everything in one day. Please do not pressure yourself. Begin with willingness. Willingness is one of the most beautiful healing doors. Say, "I am willing to release what no longer serves me." That is enough to begin. You may not know how yet. You may still feel attached. You may still feel sadness, but willingness opens the hand a little. Willingness tells life, "I am ready to be helped. I am ready to loosen the grip. I am ready to stop living inside this old pain. I release the old story and make space for a new life." The fourth stage is returning inward to tend the garden of your soul. I love this image because your inner life truly is a garden. Every thought is a seed. Every word is water. Every repeated emotion is weather. Every habit is care or neglect. If you keep planting self-criticism, fear, resentment, and comparison, the garden becomes crowded with weeds. Not because you are bad, but because weeds grow where they are fed. And if you begin planting gratitude, loving words, forgiveness, rest, boundaries, beauty, and small acts of care, the inner garden begins to change, slowly, naturally, lovingly. This is where healing becomes daily, not dramatic, daily. One kind sentence in the mirror, one deep breath when anxiety rises, one page of journaling when the heart feels heavy, one moment of rest instead of pushing until you break, one glass of water, one walk, one no, one yes that feels true, one moment of placing your hand on your heart and saying, "I am here." These are small things, but small things repeated with love become a new inner climate. And no one can tend this garden for you. Others can love you, support you, encourage you, hold you, teach you, and walk beside you. That is beautiful. But they cannot live inside your mind for you. They cannot speak your inner words for you every hour. They cannot breathe your breath, choose your thoughts, listen to your body, or return to your soul each morning. This is not a burden. It is an invitation. It means you are not powerless. You can begin watering the garden today. I tend the garden of my mind with love. The fifth stage is living as the healed version of you. Little by little, healing must enter action. It is not only something you listen to, it is something you practice. It is not only affirmations, it is choices. It is saying no when the old self would have said yes to avoid rejection. It is resting when the old self would have pushed to prove worth. It is not chasing the person who does not respect you. It is speaking to yourself gently after a mistake. It is choosing a better environment. It is taking responsibility without blaming yourself. It is allowing yourself to feel without drowning in the feeling. And please understand this. The healed person is not the person who never feels sadness, fear, anger, jealousy, loneliness, or doubt. That is not healing. That is a fantasy. A healed person still feels, but they return to themselves more quickly. They do not abandon themselves in the emotion. They can say, I am sad, and I will comfort myself. I am afraid, and I will breathe. I am angry, and I will listen for the boundary. I am lonely, and I will connect with myself and reach for safe connection. Healing means you stop using every human feeling as proof that you are failing. Every day becomes a chance to choose again. That is the beauty of it. You do not have to get it perfect. You simply return. You choose peace in one conversation. You choose love in one thought. You choose not to repeat one old pattern. You choose to pause before reacting. You choose to bless your body instead of attack it. You choose to forgive one small layer. You choose to plant one better seed. I live my healing one loving choice at a time. My dear, the best path to healing your mind, body, and soul is not a path of punishment. It is a path of truth and tenderness. First, you accept yourself where you are. Then you recognize the old wound and the old pattern. Then you become willing to release what no longer serves you. Then you return inward and tend the garden of your mind. Then you live the healing in small daily choices until the new way becomes more natural than the old. And even if you stumble, the path is still here. Even if you cry, the path is still here. Even if the old thought returns, the path is still here. Healing does not reject you for being human. Healing welcomes you back again and again. So place your hand on your heart and say softly, I accept myself exactly where I am, and I am willing to heal. I see the old pattern, and I lovingly choose a new way. I release the old story and make space for a new life. I tend the garden of my mind with love. I live my healing one loving choice at a time. Let these words become your map. Let them remind you that you are not trying to become someone else. You are coming home to the part of you that was always worthy of love, peace, healing, and a beautiful new beginning. Let us talk about the things that can stop healing, my dear, because this is very important. Many people think healing stops because life is too difficult, or because the past was too painful, or because they are not strong enough. But often, healing is not stopped by the wound itself. Healing is slowed down by the way we keep touching the wound with the same old thoughts, the same harsh voice, and the same fear of change. And when we understand this, we can become very gentle with ourselves. We stop saying, "Why am I not healed yet?" and begin asking, "What am I doing each day that keeps my inner world from feeling safe enough to heal?" I do not heal by replaying the wound. I heal by returning to peace. One of the first things that can block healing is overthinking. You know this feeling, don't you? The mind takes one old conversation and plays it again and again. It takes one mistake and examines it from every angle. It takes one uncertain future and builds 10 frightening pictures. It says, "What if this happens? What if that happens? What did they mean? Why did I say that? Why did they leave? What if nothing changes?" And soon the mind is not solving anything. It is only circling the same pain. This is rumination. It feels productive because the mind is busy, but deep inside, the body is exhausted. Overthinking keeps the wound alive because every replay tells the body, "This is happening again." The nervous system does not always know the difference between a real danger and a repeated inner movie. So the chest tightens, the stomach pulls in, the breath becomes shallow, the old hurt opens again, and the body never has time to rest. My dear, you cannot think your way into peace by repeating the same painful story all day. Sometimes healing begins with one simple question. Can I do anything about this right now? If the answer is yes, do one small thing. Make the call, write the note, set the boundary, drink the water, take the step. But if the answer is no, breathe out and say, "I release this thought for now." Not forever, just for now. Give your mind permission to rest. The second thing that blocks healing is self-criticism. This one can be very sneaky because many people think criticism is what will make them improve. They say, "If I am hard on myself, I will become better." But cruelty does not create deep healing. It creates fear. If every mistake becomes proof that you are weak, stupid, broken, or not enough, then your inner world becomes unsafe. And when the inner world is unsafe, the soul cannot relax. The body cannot soften. The mind cannot learn with joy. I cannot heal myself with the same voice that wounded me. Please notice the words you use with yourself. Do you call yourself names you would never call someone you love? Do you say, "I am always failing. I am so weak. I am useless. I am too much. I am not good enough"? These words are not harmless. They become the air your heart breathes. So we must change the voice, not into a fake voice, not into a voice that pretends everything is perfect, but into a motherly voice, a gentle voice, a voice that tells the truth with love. Say, "I am learning. I am growing. I am worthy of kindness." Say it when you make a mistake. Say it when you feel behind. Say it when the old critic returns. The softer voice is not weakness. It is the soil where real change can grow. The third thing that blocks healing is resistance to change. This is very human. Even when the old pattern hurts, it may feel familiar. You may know that a relationship drains you, but still return. You may know that self-criticism wounds you, but still repeat it. You may know that certain habits keep you stuck, but still reach for them because they feel like home. The nervous system often prefers the familiar over the healthy because familiar feels predictable. So when you begin to change, a part of you may feel afraid. It may say, "Who will I be without this pain? Who will I be if I stop people-pleasing? Who will I be if I stop calling myself a victim? Who will I be if I finally become free?" Do not attack this fearful part. It is trying to protect you. Say to it, "I understand. We are not changing everything all at once. We are taking one gentle step." Healing becomes easier when change is wrapped in love instead of fear. You do not need to transform your whole life today. Choose one small change safe enough for your body to accept, one kinder thought, one boundary, one glass of water, one moment of not checking, one breath before reacting. Then say, "I am safe to change one gentle step at a time." Change becomes easier when I meet it with love instead of fear. And as you begin removing these blocks, something beautiful happens. A renewed self begins to appear. This renewed self is not a perfect person who never struggles. No, darling. The renewed self is someone who has learned how to return. They return to peace after overthinking. They return to kindness after self-criticism. They return to courage after fear of change. They understand that they are not victims of every circumstance. They have choices. They can choose thoughts, reactions, boundaries, environments, words, rest, action, and love. The renewed self feels different in the body. The breath becomes deeper. The shoulders soften more often. The mind is not dragged away by every little storm. You may still feel sadness, but you do not become the sadness. You may still feel fear, but you do not let fear drive the whole life. You may still make mistakes, but you no longer turn every mistake into a reason to hate yourself. This is healing, quiet, steady, real healing, and the renewed self feels connected to life. You begin to trust that not everything is against you. You begin to see lessons where you once saw only punishment. You begin to feel gratitude, not because life is perfect, but because you are learning to see the good that is still here. You begin to trust the timing of your healing. You begin to believe that your mind, body, and soul are working with you, not against you. The renewed self is peaceful, powerful, loving, and free. And most of all, the renewed self loves unconditionally. Not only when life is beautiful, not only when the body looks perfect, not only when success arrives, not only when other people approve. The renewed self says, "I love myself while I am learning. I love myself while I am changing. I love myself while I am still becoming." That is real healing. That is the path. So let these affirmations become gentle seeds in your heart. I am willing to see what needs healing within me. I accept myself exactly where I am today. I release old stories and return to love. I nourish the garden of my mind with kind thoughts. I am safe to change, grow, and become new. My mind, body, and soul are healing in perfect timing. Life supports my healing, and I trust the path ahead. If you are choosing to begin the path of healing from within, write in the comments, "I am healing now." Let those words be a loving promise to yourself. Not "I am healed perfectly," not "I never struggle," but "I am healing now, here, today, in this breath, with this body, with this heart, with this willingness." My dear, you do not heal by replaying the wound. You heal by returning to peace. You do not heal by attacking yourself. You heal by speaking with love. You do not heal by fearing change. You heal by taking one gentle step at a time. And every time you choose love over the old pattern, your whole life begins to soften.